All right, guys, you're not gonna believe it, but when I was younger, like maybe 10 years ago, I was hyper fit. Okay, I was hyper fit. I had like, all right, guys, you're not gonna believe it, but when I was younger, like maybe 10 years ago, I was hyper fit. Okay, I was hyper fit. I had like, man, I was so muscular, man. It was crazy. Okay, so I lost a lot of these gains, like because life happened. Okay, life happened to me.
You guys know what I'm talking about, and
Today we're gonna start actually getting back in shape. Okay, this is really important. Why? I mean, I'm getting older, right? So we're gonna get that shape back, and also I don't want to do only whiteboard content no more. So we're gonna go outside a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna start socializing, start living the good life, and while we get in shape, while we get into shape. So right now I'm in a hyper calorie deficit, I would say, but it doesn't really matter because we're gonna train right now. We don't even need the gym. I don't need any of that. And guys, the Comeros, they are essentially the portal to the future. Okay, everybody knows it. If you stand in front of a car window, they either show you how you want to be like, how you want to look like, or they show you how you're gonna look like. Okay, those are two future versions of myself, and only I decide which of those are going to come true, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah, that was some bird shit there on the street, guys. You always wanna blow away the bird shit before you do the push-ups. I mean, look, long time no workout for me. I look a little bit like a newborn reindeer, okay, walking for the first time. But hey, look, everybody gotta get started from the beginning again. I'm not afraid, to do the push-ups.
Oh.
Ah.
So today I actually want to talk a little bit about something that's super important, and also I'm super excited about, right? Which is me building my first own company, right? I'm not rich yet. Company's not really where I want the company to be, but I got started, and now I'm going to give you like a couple of things and a couple of mistakes that you should definitely avoid when building that company, right? Because at some point, any one of you or most of you will probably start their own company one day, build their own business or try to make it in a high-paying job. And so a couple of mistakes that I've been doing in the past couple of months is, when you reach out to people on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you're going to do that, you really got to be careful with how many messages you're actually going to put out. Why do I say that? Is because Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know if that was his idea or if he got forced to do it by the law. But you can really only reach out to a couple of people before they say, hey, you know what? You cannot reach out to anybody. We're gonna block your channel. You have like limited outreach, and so you can only text like 20, 30-ish messages every single day if you do it every day, and really focus on having like high quality outreach. Don't really do this bombarding of messages, because the response rates are gonna be super low, super low. So and I noticed that I rather have a conversation with a person a little bit, and have them reply and then reach out to them or then make the offer. However, the response rate is definitely better like that. But what I can say is the only client that I got so far from outreach, I know it sounds freaking sad, to be honest. One client, I mean, at least I got one, but yeah, that's just the reality of things. And so how did I get this one client that, you know, keeps paying me now? So super cool guy, love the dude, great attitude, real estate guy, real estate agent, and, you know, helped him overcome a couple of challenges, you know, with you know, a little bit, a couple of techniques, okay, when it comes to women, when it comes to stuff like this. And the funny thing about this is I reached out to him just asking him the straight offer, okay? But you gotta ask him in a way where you don't send him a text that is that long, okay? Because that's too long. You cannot send him a text like that because nobody wants to read that. Imagine you getting a text and you have to read through that all the time. It's the same when I go follow people on Instagram and or businesses or coaches and they send me a message that's like that big. I don't even bother reading it, okay? I either think it's AI, or I think they don't give a fuck about me as a customer, or I just feel like a Snickers or something, you know? And I don't want to feel like a Snickers. I don't want to feel like just some, you know, like mass-produced thing. I mean, Snickers is good though, but it's just mass-produced, and so I think you should put the focus on personalized outreach when you reach out to people. But what you then have to learn is you got to know what to tell the people, right? So what are you going to tell these people? You have to be able to like text them, you know, have a conversation, engage them in your offer. Because if you start off naturally by asking them a question about themselves or what you saw in the profile picture, for example, hey, I saw you like skiing. Where's the best place to go skiing in your region? Something like that, something personal. Or if you see somebody in front of a car, you can say, hey man, that car is looking really good. How did you get the color like that? Or what did you pay for the rims? I'm looking for rims like that, something like that, you know? Of course, if you're really looking for rims, but at the same time, you can just make an honest, authentic compliment about something. If you're not really looking for rims, of course, you shouldn't say that, right? Because you don't feel it. But I'm just telling you what works. So what really works is to go inside the person's life, essentially, ask them a question, even ask them for advice. Okay, if it's a guy with a six-pack, ask him like, hey man, I'm working out right now, I'm starting to work out, what's the best exercise for the abs that I can do without a machine, without going to the gym? And they will be more likely to talk to you. And that's the first step. You need to get the foot in the door. Once you got the foot in the door, you get a response. Once you get a response, you got the chance to make some money, to offer them your service. And once you offer them your service, yeah. Okay, so if we win, and we are winning, and we are winning every single day, even if we lose sometimes in between, that's normal. Otherwise, if you don't lose in between, you can never win, you know? So what I think is, let's just do the stuff that's important. I do the stuff that I know I have to do. Do some workouts, you know, I'm getting older. You know, get back in shape. Making some money. Start making some more money. Learning reading something about the economy. Getting educated. Knowing more about the competition than anybody else. Outworking the competition, being willing to work an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours more every single day than everybody else. And I think if we do this, guys, if we do this long enough, I think nobody can really compete with us. I think nobody is really able to, you know, to compete with us in the future. And that's the message for today. So outwork everybody, stay healthy, and see you